Hey everyone, welcome back to Ace Attorney Apollo Justice. But we haven't seen Apollo in a long time. Man, there's so much to do. I'm really worried because I feel like this is going to be one of the longest investigations ever, and I hope I remember everything that I heard. Well, let's go to the detention center since it's here. 7 years ago, detention center, visitor's room. Well, gosh, I know I'm going to get confused at some point. Hello, Valant, how are you? What strange sight doth mine eyes behold? Excuse me? 2 men on either side of a single transparent pane. Yet it seems fickle fate has switched sides, so to speak. The forger of fakes walks freely, while the innocent languages within these plexiglass confines. He's not wrong. It does seem like Valant was innocent, doesn't it? There's been no proof that I forged anything. No proof that I took the life of my dear mentor. It's got you there, Phoenix. Yet, these chains cannot hold me for long. The stage awaits. And what, may I ask, awaits you? A little piano and a cold little hole in the wall. But, since you're here, what shall we discuss? The shooting of Gramarye, for one. Who pulled the trigger, Valant or his partner, Zach? His partner vanished before the answer could be found. If I'm going to get any closer to the truth, this is the place to start. Well, let's do it. Ugh, the fateful trial, okay. I have to hand it to my partner. He knows how to make an exit. That's talent. Yes, he made my attorney's badge disappear and he never even touched it. Glory's spotlight always leaves someone weeping in the shadows. Yet, his very disappearance is itself a revelation. Revealing what? Zach Gramarye killed Magnify. It's as good as signed confession. That's certainly been public opinion's take on it. Yeah, I could see how it would be easy to see. I mean, he ran. I grow tired of my cage, and the time of my release is near. I must go and prepare. Planning on jumping back into the magic right away? As long as an audience waits with bated breath, there will be Valant, and also... Yes? Now that my partner has disappeared, Magnify's repertoire is mine. Valant Gramarye has a tradition to uphold. Is that true? Seen in this light, the trial was quite good to me, verdict or no. And you can't pay for that kind of publicity. I guess. At least he's looking at it in a good way, I suppose. Blackmail. Alright, tell me about this. The suspicion on you hasn't lifted entirely, Valant. After all, you received one of the letters too. You were just as obligated to follow Magnify's instructions as your partner. Yeah, that's true. So I was, but only Zach Gramarye followed them. Let us not speak any more of who shot what. Now that my partner has vanished, the question is moot. I'm more interested in learning something else, actually. What might that be? I want to know what Magnify had up his sleeve. How could he coerce you and your partner to kill him? The trick up his sleeve? Perhaps you do not know. Know what? A great magician never reveals his secrets. Of course. Who do we have left that we didn't look at the locks? Is it just Gavin? It might be. I didn't think it would be that easy. I wonder if we have what we need. The audience must remain forever in the audience. The only reason I didn't even try Gavin's is because they were different. They were black. So I had a feeling that that's probably like the last thing you have to do or something. Bathing in the reflected glow of the spotlight. Well... Alright, well let's just try, I suppose. See if I remember everything even. The trick up his sleeve. I'm flying by the seat of my pants on this one. Same. There must be a path leading from the evidence to the truth. And that's what I'm going to find. We can do it, Phoenix. To ask someone to take a life, even one not long for this world, that's asking someone to commit murder. Yes, our mentor was fond of dramatic moves and dramatic finales. And he got his wish. His life was taken. What weakness could be so powerful as to coerce someone into committing murder? My guess it was a matter of life or death. Care to explain? Your troupe lived in a world of showmanship. The flashier, the better. And flashy so often means danger, doesn't it? Let us make this as painless as possible. If you have proof of this danger, then show it. Proof of danger. Oh, like what they do is dangerous? Oh, well, don't they fire pistols at each other? Maybe that's what he means? Let's try it. Ah. Why, that's one of ours. Specially designed for your show, I gather. A single bullet, one shot. What are you suggesting? We are magicians, Mr. Wright, not murderers. I'm not crying murder, Mr. Valant. I'm crying something far more tragic. An accident. Oh. Zack and Valant's quick draw shoot 'em. How long has it been since those shots were last heard? Was the shoot 'em cancelled because someone might get hurt? Of course. What other reason could there be? Well, it could have been cancelled because someone had already been hurt. Oh. See. Fascinating, my Faustian forging friend. But tell me, what can you prove with a single pistol? Well, tell me what would have happened if there had been an accident. What if one of your bullets took a life on stage? The performance of magic is not concerned with what-ifs. It is concerned with precision. Wait, he's not actually saying that happened, did it? Wouldn't we have heard? Wouldn't that have been all over the news? Precisely whom do you claim we shot? Looks like I've chosen the right path. Let's just hope he walks with me. A life was sacrificed so the show might go on, and this shows who it was. What? Wait a minute. Oh my god, you're kidding. It's not. I can't present like a profile, so I'm not really sure how I'm supposed to do this. You're shitting me though. You're shitting me. Did that really happen? The only thing I have tying her to it is the locket, and I don't even know if that's right. It has a photo of her mother. Oh my god, I hope not. I hope not. But that's... No. They shot her by accident? Did they? Zack Gramarye's wife and Trucy's mother. Thalassa, I believe, was her name? Alika's... But how can you say this? How can you say she was struck by one of our bullets? Still in denial mode, eh? Thalassa was at the greatest risk of being shot. And this clearly shows just how much danger she was in. What? How much danger she was in? What would show how much danger she was in? We don't even have anything that has anything to do with her, do we? We have this. How much danger she was in? I don't understand. What do they mean? Like, I know that... So what they said about the program before, and I think I remember this correctly, I may not though, is that each one of them, Zack and Valant, stood on either side of her, so she was in the middle. And they shot at her? Isn't that what it was? And like it missed her each time. But we don't have anything that shows that, do we? Do we even have... I don't think we even have anything that, like, talks about it. So, okay, so I get it. She probably was in danger, but is the stamp enough to... It's just a picture of her. That's all we've got. That's not it, though, is it? I'll try. Troupe Gramarye's performances were very, very popular. So popular, they even made a commemorative stamp at the height of your fame. We were not merely the latest craze, we were an age, a golden age. It's all here on this stamp. There's Thalassa, yes? Troupe Trucy's mother is missing, I hear. What happened to her? I don't know. Really? I still don't understand how the stamp showed that she was in danger. They were all there. Maybe I'm just not thinking about it straight. Sometimes I get to these answers by the wrong means. A part of his memory is still locked up. There is one thing you're failing to address. What's that? As you say, our troupe was a world unto itself. If our leader, Magnifi, was so inclined, he could hide anything he wished with ease. But, Mr. Wright, then he would have hid a crime, making him an accomplice. Not a great foundation for blackmail. Valant's got a point. If one of the troupe members died in an accident, and Magnifi covered it up, his innocence would come into question. So is she not dead? Found the right address, Mr. Wright? I'm so close. There has to be something. How about Thalassa's death? Or about how Thalassa's death could affect Zack and Valant's relationship with Magnifi? I see in your eyes you still have something to say. How can you possibly prove more than you already have? I'll prove why Thalassa's accident tied your hands completely. With evidence or with a person? With evidence or with a person? With a person? We have her profile here. Oh, look at him. Oh boy, we don't have evidence because I barely had evidence for the last one, I think. With a person, then. It's going to take a little knowledge of the players to crack this one. The accidental death of Zack's wife tied both your hands, and this information proves why Magnifi held so much power over you. Is it her, though? Trucy's mother and the daughter of Magnifi Gramarye, because it was his daughter. So if they really did kill her by accident, Magnifi would have had all the power because they killed his own daughter. That's what I'm gonna go with. Yeah. It wasn't a question of who shot Thalassa. Thalassa herself was the problem. What do you mean? She was Zack Gramarye's wife, Trucy's mother, and Magnifi Gramarye's only daughter. I guess they weren't banking on us knowing that, huh? That must not be, like, pertinent information. There was a terrible accident, and the two of you killed your mentor's only daughter. If that wasn't the key to Magnifi's power over you, I don't know what was. It was an accident! Now, you can't have those animals here in jail, you know. You better be feeding them. That's terrible, so she really is dead? That's awful! Oh no! This is terrible! There's no proof. None at all. But Thalassa went missing. And your mentor blackmailed both of his disciples. It doesn't take a genius to put one and one together. Is that the right of it, then? Ours was a complex family. You mean Troupe Gramarye? The master, Magnifi Gramarye, his only daughter, and his two disciples. That does sound like a recipe for disaster, doesn't it? Do not be tempted into faulty flights of fancy. Yes, there was an accident. But that is all it was. An accident. What happened to her? Zack and Valant's tour de force. The guns blaze, the bullets fly straight towards the beautiful body on stage. And then crash, zing pow, into everything but her. Now that is magic. It happened one day when we were practicing. Same trick, with a new twist. And tragedy. What happened to her? My God! But as for whose bullet stole Thalassa's life, we shall never know the answer. Why not? Couldn't they have just pulled the bullet to figure out which gun it was? Thalassa disappeared from our lives, and Zack was bereft of his wife. Trucy lost her mother, and Magnifi his daughter. This is oh my God, it looks like she got shot in the head. That's terrible. Jesus. And that led to blackmail, I take it. It is all part and parcel of the darkness that comes when the curtain calls. This is terrible. And I don't even think we're at the worst of it yet. Good lord. Why did Magnifique Gramarye try to cover up the accident? It was his own daughter who died. All I can say is it was a critical time for Troupe Gramarye. A passing of the torch from Magnifique to Zack and Valant. We all sacrificed so that it might be a success. Thalassa's death was the greatest sacrifice of all. Yet, even when her life was extinguished, her presence was not. What do you mean? In time, myself and Zack, found we could no longer oppose Magnifique's wishes. Magnifique forced us to perform his art for his benefit. I see. I guess I can understand. I mean, he did lose his only daughter. But do you not find cowardice in his actions? Huh? To decide to hide the truth of your own daughter's death is one thing. But then to hang that death as a guillotine over our heads? Things were dark behind the scenes in Troupe Gramarye, that's for sure. Wow. This is just tragedy all over the place. Does Trucy know? She was not told, naturally. Who would want to know that their father might have taken their mother's life? Yeah, or uncle. Either one is terrible. Either one. True. I had not thought of that accident for a very long time. I'm sorry to dredge up old memories, but this has helped a lot. Not to find Magnifique's slayer, I should think. True. What's up, dude? After that accident, there was one who came sniffing quite persistently. A reporter? He called himself a newsman at the time. Often I spied him lurking about the dressing room doing his research. Would you happen to remember his name? What was his name? Sorry, I have forgotten. But, in the course of his interviewing, he became quite close to my partner, Zack. I liked him not. It's gotta be Brushel, isn't it? His name I do not recall, but his scent, the cloying aroma of it, it's him. Yes, whenever he smiled, which was far too often. I see. Thanks for your help. It does no good to interfere with the past, Mr. Wright. You will not uncover answers, only wounds. That's what I'm worried about. I think he might be right. This is terrible. I had begun to notice a dark curtain hanging over Troupe Gramarye, and I began to realize what I had to do. I had to protect Trucy from the darkness. The reporter he mentioned? The newsman. I never learned who that was at the time. Though I've got a pretty good idea who it is now. That smile and the sickly sweet smell of mint. The last floss-thin thread connecting Zack Gramarye to this world. Sooner or later, I'd have to track him down. Right. Right, okay. Well, we're done there. Where are we going now? We still haven't done everything over here. Drew's studio. And the Sunshine Coliseum. None of these are finished anymore. They don't have a check mark. Drew's Studios just opened up now, so maybe I should go there first? I'm not really sure. Let's go ahead. Okay, so this is present day, after the murder and everything. Of course you're here. There? Well, what do we have here? Remember me? Of course I remember you. Journalist meets ex-attorney in bar. End quote. Can I ask what you're doing here? Mr. Mission was poisoned and his daughter's... Oh yeah, I know. Oh, I know, yeah. It's caused me no end of grief, to be honest. Journalist wishes he'd track down case just a little quicker. End quote. Were you on the trail of the case the whole time? Zack Gramarye was a good friend. Zack said something to that effect back at the Brushel Club. What a character, what a man. If a little, no, a lot, no, extremely rough around the edges. Do you think I could ask you a few questions? Oh, you serious? I mean, I'm usually the interviewer, not interviewee. Journalists ask questions, not other way around, end quote. Fine, shoot, I don't care. People have been asking me all sorts of things lately. I bet. Let's see, what can we ask him? Family of forgers. I guess let's just ask him all these things. It was tragic what happened to Dream Isham and his daughter. Forgery is a serious crime and they paid the price. You know what really did him in though, don't you? Yes, a forged diary page. The night I interviewed him, I found out something about Mr. Misham I hadn't known. What's that? You know, he always felt like he was being watched. Every day for 7 years. Excuse me, I had to sneeze. Moths have ears, potatoes have eyes, end quote. Being watched? You mean he felt guilty? No, I'm not talking about feelings here. You know, I felt watched too. The whole time I've been on this case, no less. Journalist gets tingling sensation on back of neck, freaks out, end quote. Because you felt guilty? Why would I feel guilty? You felt like you were being watched, huh? I wonder what it all means. I'm not... Oh, this has changed. Paranoia. Let's do that. Drew Misham felt like he was being watched. And you along with him. You sure it wasn't just nerves? Nerves? No, it's nothing so mundane. I stopped paying attention to my nerves a long time ago. But I felt it too. Journalist sure he is being watched. End quote. By who? Don't you wonder why Zach Gramarye got rubbed out after 7 years? Right after coming into contact with me? That is... I guess he's not wrong about that. He completely vanishes from the courtroom. Then for 7 years he talks to no one, not a soul. Then, just as the remaining time was almost up, he contacts me in order to have this made. And then, he dies. Starting to put the pieces together, are we? And you were being watched this whole time? Maybe not just me. Maybe you were too. Me? Maybe. Okay. I met Zach through that case, actually. You mean the shooting of Magnifique Gramarye? No, before that. It's not widely known. You mean the accident? During the quick draw shooting practice? He knows about that? My, you're well informed. You should have seen me back then. I dug up quite the scoop. I wanted it all. Money, fame, women, a little puppy, all for me. I was younger then, and my days and nights smelled of fresher mint than they do now. Valant Gramarye did mention one particularly nosy reporter. In fact, I was on close speaking terms with Magnifique Gramarye at the time. I knew his daughter too, of course. Thalassa, was it? Really? Then Thalassa disappeared, quite suddenly at that. I don't understand. They keep saying she disappeared. Did she die? Did she die, or did they want people to think that she died? It's just weird how they're saying it. And Magnifique wouldn't say a word about it. Yeah, my evil habit got the better of me. Journalist catches scent of a scoop, goes on feeding frenzy, end quote. I set up a one-on-one interview with Thalassa's husband, see? Oh no. Can only imagine how that went. Zach Gramarye. Something strange was in the air over at Troupe Gramarye in those days. The whole screwy mentor-controlling disciples scene started by then, I'm guessing. Thalassa, she was part of it all, right? Come on, you can tell me off the record. I don't know. Sorry, I don't know. Anyway, I kept prying and eventually became friends with Zach. Sure, he punched me once or twice, or 5 times. Well, who wouldn't? But over time, he came to see me as his confidant. Interesting. I still don't get it. Is she dead? Don't actually answer that. That's just me asking myself rhetorical questions. He's been waiting this whole time. 7 years, eh? Waiting? For his big comeback, of course. A big revival of the Magnifique miracle. Of course it was all a dream. Because of this. The performance rights. In the absence of any official documents, he was golden. Who's to say the old man didn't give his rights to both Zach and Valant? So, Valant waited until Zach died. Legally, at least. The time finally comes and Valant's like a kid on Christmas morning. He's getting ready for a show at the Sunshine Coliseum, you know. If that document sees the legal light of day, it's going to put a bit of a damper on the big show. So so he knows all about it. He's a sorry one, that Valant Gramarye. Lost out to his partner at work, and in love too. I was wondering if that was gonna come up. There's no way you have a triangle like that, and then the love thing doesn't come up. That's what I was wondering. It's always something. Love? It's the same old story, really. 2 disciples and the mentor's only daughter? Yeah, there's no way that couldn't have happened. I'm surprised it's just being brought up now. I guess they want you to wait for it. Where it has 3 sides and all of them pointy? A love triangle. Huh, that is pretty classic. When you're in a performing troupe, that's your world. It's like family. One with an entire high school's worth of drama, intrigue, and backstabbing. And in the middle of all this, Thalassa has Trucy. And then she dies? I need to find out more about this Thalassa. How do I do it? Oh, you know what? Maybe we can present him something. What about this? Mr. Brushel, could you take a look at this? I hear you loud and clear. So you want me to write an article on that, right? What's the angle? Actually, no, that's okay. I don't need an article. I was just wondering if you had any thoughts on it. I hear you. I hear you. You want me to sniff around for a scoop? Well, you come to the right nose. Oh, he probably doesn't know anything about this. It's odorless. Thanks. Okay, that was less than informative. Okay, the locket maybe? Doesn't matter, they both have a photo of her. Mr. Brushel, do you know this person? What's the difference? Do I know that person? Of course. I was friends with Zach after all. He hit me a few times, 5 times actually. Yeah, you said that. But still, I'd never forget his wife. Thalassa Gramarye. Magnific Gramarye's only daughter. Do you think you could tell me more about her? Well, why the heck not? Oh, yes, please. Has she come up here now? Thalassa. So, Thalassa married Zach and had Trucy, see? It was a second marriage, actually. You mean she was divorced? I hadn't heard this one before. Not quite. Her late husband was a performer, too. He died in an accident on stage. Tragic, really. They had only been married 1 year. That's terrible. I didn't know. Ah, but she was a beauty. I still carry a portrait photo of her around, you know. Ew, that's not creepy at all. Let's see. Wow, she's so pretty. Gosh, she's really pretty. What's with all the pretty girls in this game? There's been a lot. Man. All the girls have been really pretty. Thalassa, Lamiwa. I forget the girl in the beginning. Was it Alita? She was really pretty too. I've known Trucy since she was a little thing too. She got the better deal, really. She's got you for family after all. What do you mean? Just reminiscing, you know. Thalassa has another child besides Trucy. End quote. She does? What? But Trucy said she was an only child. Yeah. This one she had with the previous husband. Her previous husband? Her first husband who died on stage? Yeah, they had themselves a kid. Another orphan now. That's another one who slipped through the cracks. No idea where they are now. You're shitting me. Thalassa had another child? Do you think I could borrow that photo? Sure, I can be generous on occasion, you know. Alright, we got the picture. I should probably look at that. I won't need this locket anymore. What do you mean? That's Trucy's. What are you going to do with it? Oh, okay. I was going to say, don't throw it away. People and events all get tangled together and get bigger and bigger. Don't you think? I do think. I'm scared about where this is going. She's so pretty. Can't flip it over or anything, just looking at it. Aw, she looks like Trucy. I was too busy wondering about biggerer to listen to what you were saying. Oh, same. Sometimes you just gotta accept that you won't be able to untangle it all, I think. Ew, I hope that's not like a foreshadowing. Maybe so, but still. I have to do what I can. And I have to tell what I find to those who come next. Next, you say? I'm not the one who will close the curtain on this little play. Apparently, that's not my role anymore. Oh, I see what he's saying. Magnifi. What? I was just wondering what Magnifi would think of all this. What do you mean? Haven't you seen it in Trucy? She's got his power. Man, this guy knows a lot. You mean how I can't lie to Trucy? It was the same with Magnifi. And with his daughter, Thalassa. It's a strange thing. You think it's some Gramarye gene? Magnifi told me once back when Zack married Thalassa. He said Zack had good eyes. But not good like a Gramarye's eyes, not that good. I wonder if Zack ever played a game of poker with his wife. Who knows what the Gramarye secret was? Maybe nobody now that Zack's gone. Zack Gramarye. I'm not liking where this is going. Not at all. The plot had finally begun to reveal itself. It sprouted from a warp in the Gramarye fabric and grew, swallowing everything. Wrapping itself around the Gramarye's power. I have a real bad feeling. I have a sinking feeling. I have a really stupid feeling along that as well. I've got a few. A power which passed from Magnifi Gramarye to Thalassa to the next generation. And I would once again need to meet the one who bridged it all together. Oh boy. Oh boy. This is a thing that's happening. Well, in the next one, we go on. I don't even know if I want to mention what my bad feeling is because it seems too stupid. And I might be wrong about it. And I don't like it. Because there's no way they'd pull that, right? There's no way they'd pull it. I don't know. Maybe I'll bring it up in the next one. We'll see how I feel. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you're enjoying this as much as I am. And I'll see you soon. Bye.